Hello, it's Simon Zutshi here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can pay less for your next property purchase. Whether you're new to property or an experienced investor, what I'm going to share in this video is a secret that took me 11 years to learn when I was doing it on my own. And this secret is going to help you save money on your next purchase and every purchase after that. Now, my name is Simon Zutshi. I'm the founder of the Property Investors Network, which is the largest network in the UK for property investors, founded 20 years ago in 2003. I'm the author of Property Magic, the Amazon #1 property bestseller. And this book is 15 years old this month. Now, we're currently in the 6th edition. We keep on updating the book to make sure it's up to date with what's happening in the market. But this is the 15th year anniversary of Property Magic this month. And in fact, we have an offer at the end of this video, or click the link below, where you can come and get a complimentary digital copy of the book. We'll check that out later. If you read the book before or you listened to the audio version, I highly recommend you listen again or read again, because you'll notice things that you missed the first time round. And in fact, when I first wrote the book, it was the back end of 2007 when the property market was just starting to tip and come down, which is exactly what's happening right now. So it's amazing, 15 years later, exactly the same thing's happening. Now, I don't think we're going to see the same property market crash that we saw in 2008. I don't think we're going to see property market crash in 2023, but we're certainly seeing a price correction and prices are coming down. So how can you use this to find a great deal for you? And how can you pay less for your very next property? The secret is to work with motivated sellers. Now, you might have heard about that, but do you know actually what that means and how you can use it with your property investing? Let me explain. You see, people who want to sell the property, they typically put it on with an agent who puts it online, and they have people coming to look at it. And most of those people, they want to get the very best price they can. They're not what we call motivated. A motivated seller is someone who, they want to sell the property, they want to get rid of this problem, but actually the sale and the certainty of that sale might be more important than the amount of money they actually get for that transaction. They might be flexible on the price and or the terms of the sale. What this means is if you can find these motivated sellers, you will actually pay a lot less for your next property and other properties moving forward. Now, this might sound obvious, but unless you actually understand this and why would someone sell their property at a discount, it's not really going to work for you. So I want to go into psyche a little bit here. You see, most people selling a property, they absolutely want to get the best price they can, and they will put the property in the market and wait until someone comes and gives them that price. However, motivated sellers, they don't have that luxury of time. Often they have a problem, they need a solution to that problem, and that speed and certainty is more important than the amount of money they would get from the sale. So you've really got to put yourself in the shoes of that motivated seller, imagine you are that person, and try and empathize with them. So how do we find these motivated sellers? Well, there are ways of finding them online, but the best way is looking for people who've got properties that they're interested in selling, but they're off market. They're not listed with an agent, they're not online. This means there aren't as many people competing and people paying over the odds. And remember, in this falling property market we have right now, there are not as many buyers as there were back when the market was booming. In fact, there are more sellers than there are buyers, which is why generally property prices are coming down. So we can use marketing tactics to find these sellers and attract sellers to us rather than just going to people who are looking to sell their properties. Now, you can work with estate agents, you can find properties online, and let me give you a couple of tips about how you can find motivated sellers online. So one of the reasons people get motivated is someone's got a property to sell, a buyer comes along, makes them an offer, and for some reason that sale falls through. And for that seller, they're suddenly back to square one. They've got to find another buyer, and they can be very motivated to get that property sold and gone so they can move on with their life. So what we can do, we can look for properties where the sale has fallen through. Now, you can actually, when you look on Zoopla and Rightmove, you can tick a little box when you do the property search saying, include properties that are sold subject to contract. And those are ones where a sale has been agreed. Now, in the UK, the national statistic is 1 in 3 sales fall through. So even if a sale's been agreed, there's a pretty good chance that the sale might fall over and that will come back onto the market. Sometimes that happens multiple times and that owner's thinking, oh my God, am I ever going to sell this property? They're the people who are motivated. They're the people we can help. And I very deliberately use that word help. It's not about trying to find people who've got a problem so we can take advantage of them. It's about finding people who've got a problem. We can come up with an ethical win-win solution. We give them what they want, and they are more likely to give us what we want. I explain a lot about this in Property Magic. So if you haven't read Property Magic, I highly encourage you to go and get a copy on Amazon. You can get a Kindle version or physical version, or go to Audible and get an audio version. Or if you want, there's a link below here. You can come and get a complimentary copy of this book, a digital version of it, completely free of charge. And also there'll be an option. If you want to get a physical copy, we'll send you one as long as you cover just a simple contribution towards the post and packaging. So click on the link below and you can find out more about how to find these motivated sellers, what to say to them, why they'd be motivated, and how you can actually use this to pay a lot less for your next property. I believe that 2023 is going to be the buying opportunity of the decade. You want to take action right now. If you've been sitting, thinking about investing, watching lots of YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, that's great to educate yourself. But now really is the time to take action. You want to make sure you're finding and acquiring properties whilst the market is falling, whilst there are so many deals out there, because this is the opportunity to quickly build your portfolio. And in fact, I'm going to be creating some more videos all about exactly how you can do this. So look out for those coming out very soon, to how you can quickly build your portfolio in this incredible buying opportunity in 2023. In the meantime, I encourage you to click on the link below, come and get your complimentary copy of the Property Magic book, the 6th edition. And as ever, I encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill. Make sure you click the like button, comment below if you've got any questions. I'll come and answer as many of those as I can. And make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the bell icon as well, because a lot of my videos are very topical. And if you watch them 6 or 12 months later, you kind of miss the opportunity. So if you click on the bell icon, you'll be notified whenever these videos come out to make sure you don't miss any of the valuable content. So invest with knowledge, invest with skill. I'll see you in the next video. I do hope you've enjoyed that video. I've lined up another video to watch next. I think it's going to be very relevant for you. And also, if you click on the link below, you can actually get a complimentary copy of my best-selling book, Property Magic. We'll ask you just to pay for the postage. We'll send it anywhere in the world. So click on the link right now to get your copy of Property Magic.